Welcome to Class 4 of Understanding Patent Act 1970. Today, we are diving into the Vishwas Act 2023 and exploring its impact on the Indian Patent Act. Here, under the Vishwas Act 2023, several provisions of the Indian Patent Act have been amended and decriminalized, and with these changes taking effect from 1st of August 2024. Let's start. First one is section number 120, which is unauthorized claim of the patent rights. Here, according to old act, a person can be fined up to 1 lakh for breaking a certain rule, and the revised statement increases the penalty, and now the person can be fined up to 10 lakh, and if the issue continues, an additional fine of 1000 will be charged for every day if such claim continues after the first day. Next is section number 121. Section number 121, wrongful use of the words patent office. Under the old penalty, punishable with imprisonment, which may be extended to 6 months or fine or both, and under the amended act, new penalty, this provision is omitted. Section number 122 consists of two subsections. Section number 122 subsection 1, which is the refusal or failure to supply the information. Under this, according to old act, it was 10 lakh rupees, and in the revised version, if someone refuses or fails to do something, they can be fined up to 1 lakh, and if the refusal or failure continues, they will be fined an additional 1000 for each day that the issue is not resolved after the first day. Section number 122 subsection 2, which says the applicant furnishes information or statement which is false in form number 27. Under this, the old act allowed for a punishment of up to 6 months in a prison or fine or both. And the revised provision changes this by replacing imprisonment with a financial penalty. And the penalty is calculated as either 0.5% of the total sales or turnover of the business or gross receipts from a profession as shown in the audited accounts, or up to 5 crore, whichever amount is lower. Section number 123, practice by the non-registered patent agents. Under this, the old act set fines at 1 lakh for a first offence and 5 lakh for a second or subsequent offence. And the revised provision changes this by setting a maximum fine of 5 lakh for any offence regardless of whether it's the first or repeat offence. Additionally, if the violation continues, there's a new daily penalty of 1000 for each day after the first day of the default. Next is, after section 124, a new section, that is 124A and 124B is inserted. 124A outlines how penalties will be handled. First one is authority. The controller can appoint an officer as described in section number 73 of the Indian Patent Act 1970 to adjudicate penalties. Second one is role of the officer. This appointed officer will investigate and impose penalties as per the act. Third one is due process. The officer must give the person facing penalties a fair chance to present their side of the story before deciding any penalty. And fourth one is inquiry procedures. The procedures for conducting the inquiry and imposing penalties will follow specific rules or regulations and set out under the Act. This section ensures that penalties are applied fairly and transparently with proper procedures in place for accountability. New section 124B deals with the process of appealing decisions made by the adjudicating officer. First one is right to appeal. Who can appeal? Anyone unhappy with an adjudicating officer's decision under section 124A can appeal. Who handles the appeal? The appeal must be made to an officer who is at least one rank higher than the adjudicating officer. And what is the time limit? Appeals must be filed within 60 days of receiving the order, though this period can be extended if there's a valid reason for the delay. Second one is form and manner of appeal. Appeal must follow specific forms and procedures, likely detailed in the Act's rules and regulations. Third one is extension for late appeals. Appeals can still be accepted after 60 days if there's a valid reason for the delay. Fourth one is opportunity to be heard. The appellate authority must give the appellant a fair chance to present their case before making a decision. Next is fifth one, timeline for the disposal. The appellate authority must resolve the appeal within 60 days of receiving it. Sixth one, last one is failure to comply with the orders, means consequences of the non-compliance. If someone does not comply with the orders of the adjudicating officer or the appellate authority within 90 days, they will face a fine of up to 1 lakh or imprisonment for up to 1 year or both, means fine and imprisonment.